So these weird and unusual behaviors that everybody has at least one. Everybody. Some people have 1,000, some people have one. Like one of my idiofrequencies is addiction. Even though I only use hemp medicine now, and I prefer those products, I still have the idiofrequency of an addict. I still have some where, like, if I want to use a plate, I look in the sink first for it, and I try to wash the plate off. That way there's less dishes to do, and then that way if I dirty this plate, well, there's no more than there was before. That's an idiofrequency. Something you do frequently, and it's more unique to you. That's what I just explained to my roommate because he was awake by the end of that video and he was trying to snore over the video on purpose. But that's an idiofrequency. I call them games, but if you're trying to get the actual medical term for these games that all these individuals have that I've worked with, they call them idiofrequencies. Everybody has them. But some people have more dangerous ones than others. Some people don't know when to stop. And a lot of these are able to be controlled, but they don't choose to stop them. They'll continue them to the day they die. And when that happens, when somebody does something harmful or hurtful to you, and you can't get them to change their behavior, that's when you gotta move on. That's when it's time for you to move. And that's why I got 2 to 5 year plan. I'm hoping I can get out of here sooner, but it's not probably going to be the case because money is required. And one of the tough ones is one of my idio frequencies is I like to save money, and one of my roommates' idio frequencies is he likes to spend money. Not just that, he also likes to make mistakes and then tell other people to pay for it. And that's a big one that's going to cost me a lot when I go back to work. Like for instance, we don't have a microwave anymore because tomato sauce was in the corner eating away the paint. I don't eat tomato sauce because of my acid reflux. I know it wasn't from me, but if I knew it was there, I would have cleaned it. But I couldn't see in that corner without bending upside down. And I already cleaned up the splatter that I saw. That must have been from the splatter I saw about a month or two prior, and I must have missed a spot. But that splatter was there for a while before I saw it too, because it was on the top of the microwave. Well, that took out the paint and rusted the corner. Well, now I don't have a microwave, so I'm gonna have to go out and buy a new one. I'm fine with that. But what's gonna happen to the new one? Most likely it'll get ruined, destroyed by somebody else. Like, I'll give you another example. I had this beautiful Cuisinart coffee pot, timer on it, multiple settings, low, medium heat, all these great settings on it, as well as a water filter in the back, but I needed because our water here is terrible, our tap is terrible. So if you put a water filter, that really helps with the water being better. Well, I went to work for a long shift, a 10-hour shift. I was really struggling quite a bit because I had to walk home a lot. And then I came home and I see this $20 Mr. Coffee coffee pot on the table. And that's fine. Everybody has a right to their own coffee pot. We can have two of them run. That's not a problem. I don't drink coffee that often. I use it more for my teas anyways. I put tea leaves in it and things like that, and I'm not big on coffee, so that's fine with me if he wants to get a coffee pot and put it in the kitchen. I mean, we don't have much counter space, but I can put mine on the floor. So then I ask him, where's my coffee pot? Remember, I'm getting home late. I just worked a long shift. He tells me he put it in the dumpster. He threw it in the dumpster. Now, to put something like that in the dumpster, you have to drop it hard. You got to put it on the top, and it drops maybe 5 feet straight. And this is a coffee pot. So I say, oh my God, Dave, that's not yours. You got to stop throwing away property that's not yours. If it's not yours, you can't throw it away. You got to go, hey, buddy, Can I throw this away? And I'll say, no, 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 I want that. And that's how you do that. But while I'm at work, he clears out stuff that I need and he tosses it in the dumpster. I come home from work and the house is smoky, all the windows are closed. I mean, there's just a lot of these. And guess what? That coffee pot, when I went to retrieve it, never worked again. Broken in the pieces. The pot, the glass pot actually survived. Surprisingly, the glass part survived. But the actual expensive part of it, broken. Now, I had a lot of memories of that, as well as my father gave me a Cuisinart too. That one, whatever. But these Cuisinarts are expensive. They're not cheap. Getting a top of the line Cuisinart is not cheap. The first one, you got memories with. The second one's expensive, and you got somebody throwing it in the dumpster while you're at work. What do you do about that? You leave. That's one solution, is you leave. But then somebody else moves in and has the same problems. Or nobody moves in and then this whole place is a dangerous fire hazard or a big bio bomb. So it's very important that I pass these things on, all these idio frequencies, so that somebody kind of can come and help. Help these people understand, help them clean, help them pay their bills, help them make sure there's no viruses, no dysentery, no fires being started, no property being destroyed that isn't theirs. Stuff like that. I mean, everybody makes accidents. Everybody might knock over a coffee pot on accident and it falls on the ground. But when you're walking stuff out to a dumpster and dropping it 5 feet, that's no accident. And it's not like this, he just did that at that same day. And see, he's hearing me now because he first was being loud and talking over my recording and snoring over it. But then I told him, I know you're awake. I know you're awake. I know you're awake. And then he stopped, and now he's just listening to me speak.